Hey kids, how you been? Well, we finally got the Mach 5 done. It turned out alright. It's not great, but if you remember, I snapped the windshield in half, so I had to use the full cockpit window. I tried to look around their website and stuff. I couldn't find anything where you reorder one. I don't know if you have to call them or what, but anyway, I'm not worried about it. I just put on the full canopy, pretend he's underwater. The had a couple of issues. Otherwise, it went together great. But the only two issues they had were the decals. The decals were terrible. I don't know if it's because they're too old or they were just terrible with this kit. I don't know. Put on the M on the front, and it just came apart. It came apart in, I don't know, 4 or 5 places, and I pieced it back together the best I could. The decals for the back. Seriously, one. There are 2. I don't know if they're supposed to be lights or what they are back here. Get it where you can see it on. Anyway, it came with 2 decals that matched the M, but I thought if they were supposed to be lights, they should look different. So I took some of my homemade bare metal foil and I painted it with the red Tamiya, and then clear coated it, and then I cut them out there and did them like bare metal foil in the slot, so they're just a little brighter, a little redder than the regular decals. The other thing is that this door won't close now that I put the 2 halves together. So, but I detailed the little bird in there pretty good, so you can't see it, but anyway, it's fine. It can stay open. Also, the back. In the cartoons I watched, the engine was in the front, and Sprito and Jim Jim were in the back. But in this model, the engine's in the back. So I don't know if that's the way it was in an old cartoon, or I mean an old comic book, or something different. I don't know. But I didn't like it, and I didn't want this back end opening up the way they had it. They had it split, down through here, and some kind of lever to open the whole back end. So I just sealed it and filled it and made it solid like I remembered on the TV show. So I call it, like James Morris calls it, I think, a 6-foot model. It looks good up on the shelf from 6 feet away, so we'll leave it at that. So it turned out okay though. Interior is not bad, and not horrible. I am going to have to learn how to scan the decals and make my own someday in case that happens again. That way I could have made a new M if that one screwed up instead of letting it go. But oh well, it's all a learning curve. Okay, next project. I working on one big project, little bits at a time, but then I work on a car and a plane or a ship or something. And I told Kenny, Mindless Model Works, the other day that his planes were awesome, and I don't have any planes except that Air Force One. Well, I was wrong. Duh. I just finished I don't have any real planes, I should say. I've got TV cartoon planes. I finished Johnny Quest, and then I found this one up in the closet. And I actually have two from Ultraman. The first episode has Hayata when he gets knocked down. Has that other VTOL, sub-VTOL. I don't know what that means, but... So anyway, I thought I finished the car, and I finished the Johnny Quest. So it's time to start 2 new projects. So I'm going to do both Ultraman. So I got this plane, and then I have this car, which I've never seen before. The car and all the ones I have with that plane is a Corsair, Corsair, that is a plane, a Corvair 4-door. I can't find a 4-door anywhere. I can only find the 2 doors, but oh heck, it was an Ultraman car, and it was a model kit, so I got it. I looked up online. It stands for Monster Attack Team, and I guess they made some more Ultramans after the original, some new, or the Return of Ultraman or something like that. So, yeah, what the heck? They don't really go together, but they're both Ultraman. So, I'm gonna start working on these 2 next, and hopefully the decals will be better in these, because there's quite a few decals on both of them. Actually, this one has some extra decals. I might be able to make up this car to look like the Corvair. Just be a different car. I don't know. We'll jump off that bridge when we come to it. The one thing I didn't say was with the... I didn't use the 2-part clear like I did on the last Chevy Impala. Because it was a cartoon, I didn't think it should be that shiny, so I just used this, which I got one time thinking, hey, I don't have to mix stuff, I can just use that, but it isn't. It's shiny, it's glossy, but it's not near as glossy as the 2K clear, but it looks good for a cartoon car. I don't know if you guys can see how shiny it is on camera, but it's okay. It's good enough. This stuff's actually good to spray first, I guess, to make it smooth. Put your decals on, and then do the 2K clear if you want, or it depends on what you're working on. Okay, guys, I've rambled long enough. Hope you all have a great week. God bless you, and make it so.
Right, Captain. Having been given the life of the spaceman from Nebula M78, Hayata now uses the Beta Capsule and becomes that super being, Ultraman.